How's everyone today? Good, excellent. Well, first of all, thanks for coming by, paying us a visit here. I want to start off, and I want to start by congratulating each of the federal ministers that were appointed yesterday. My ministers and I are very, very excited to work with each and every one of them because people in Ontario and across the country expect us to work with the federal government and municipal governments. And as I've always said, what is good for Ontario is good for Canada, and what is good for Canada is good for Ontario. Now, more than ever, we absolutely must unite this country. And this will require us to acknowledge the concerns of our friends out in the West and our friends out in the East. But I always truly believe that there's always common ground. That's why I'm thrilled that during this critical time for our country, Premier Moe has agreed to host a meeting of the premiers right here in Toronto on December the 2nd. And I'm very honored, and I can't remember the last time we had all the premiers in Ontario, and it's going to be great to sit down and chat with them. I have a phenomenal relationship with all the premiers. I think we all get along quite well. At the same time, it's my job to make sure we always have the interest of Ontario. That's why today I'm announcing that I will chair a new council of provincial and federal relations. My ministers and I will work to ensure that the interests of the people of Ontario are top of mind when we meet with the new federal government, including infrastructure, healthcare, and job creation. The people of Ontario expect the federal government to deliver on their commitments that they made during the election, including their support of our new subway expansion plan, and we look forward to working with them to advance this historic project. We also need them to speed up the approvals for projects through Investing in Canada infrastructure program, so we can get shovels in the ground on infrastructure, projects like bridges, transit, roads, and broadband, projects that the people of Ontario are counting on. One of the biggest challenges we face in Ontario and across this country is the issue of hallway health care, and no province can solve this problem on its own. That's why our council will be working to secure additional funding through Canada Health transfer funds, so we can put an end to hallway health care and deliver the kind of treatment patients deserve. Finally, the council will address our economic competitiveness and job creation. We will make sure that every corner of this province and this country is open for business and open for jobs. And that starts with providing communities with the infrastructure, the capital investment, and the workforce they need to succeed. It's time for all levels of government to step up and make sure every city and every small town, every region in Ontario can share in our prosperity. Tomorrow, I'll travel to Ottawa to meet with Prime Minister Trudeau and deliver a simple message. Prime Minister, we look forward to working with you. My ministers and I are ready to roll up our sleeves and work with your team to deliver results for the people of Ontario and the people of Canada. Thank you, and I'll take questions.
Premier, do you take it personally that the Prime Minister's team largely campaigned against you and your government in Ontario during the federal election? Is that, can you put that on?
No, it's yeah, it's never personal. Politics is politics, and I have a pretty thick skin, and I understand what he was doing. When I had a conversation with him, I told him politics are done, and let's roll up our sleeves and start working together, and he agreed.
And tomorrow, when you meet with him in Ottawa,
Yes.
presumably at the Longueuil block in his office, are you going to be reminding him that you won a lot of seats in Ontario, and he has to
Yes.
deliver on the Ontario line specifically and things like that? Are you going to
Absolutely. We'll sit down, and we're going to focus on a few items. We're going to focus on the infrastructure. We're going to focus on health, job creation, and make sure he fulfills his commitments that he made in Ontario.
Premier, were you aware that 4 big unions are in strike position or working towards one? I know SSTF says negotiations are abysmal right now, despite a mediator. You once called the unions thugs. Have you backed them into the corner? Did you antagonize them to make the situation even more difficult?
Well, Cynthia, I think right now Minister Lecce is doing a great job. It's tough negotiations on both sides. But our goal, and I think, honestly, I think the union's goal is to make sure we keep the kids in the class. And we've increased spending tremendously on education, and we're focusing on making sure that we have a great deal for the students, for the parents, again, for the unions, the frontline hardworking men and women that go into the classrooms every day and work hard. I think everyone wants our kids to succeed.
But they argue there's actually less money in the classrooms, that class sizes are going up, fewer teachers in the classroom, and that the situation is going to be untenable.
Well, you know something, I disagree with that, because if you look at what the previous government was spending and what we're spending now, we're spending a tremendous amount. I believe it's, I was told yesterday, it's probably close to $2 billion after we finish our budget this year. So that's an increase of over 9.5%. So I don't know where they're getting their figures, but again, we're investing in education. We want the best for our students, and again, we want a fair deal for the taxpayers. And you know, I look forward to making sure we keep the kids in the classroom. And I want to congratulate Minister Lecce. Again, I've always said, I've been in the game a long time. He's a great communicator. He's doing a good job, but it's one of the most challenging jobs that you have down here. No matter if it was the previous PC government, the NDP government, the Liberal government, there's always a challenge when it comes to negotiating with the teachers' unions. But we're going to get there. We'll get a deal done. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Were you aware that you were listed as president of DECO in Chicago for the past year and a half?
Yeah, you know something? I think we've addressed this with the Globe, and it's in blind trust, as you know. I have no day-to-day operations. I'm not involved in the company, and the Integrity Commissioner passed it. So I'm going to continue working on turning this province around. I'm really focused on meeting the Prime Minister tomorrow, and really talking about things that matter to the people of the country and people of Ontario. And one of the big issues, obviously, is healthcare infrastructure and job creation.
Well, what was your reaction when you found out? What was your reaction when you found out that you've been listed on it?
Yeah, well, or I think we addressed that with you, and again, the Integrity Commissioner passed it. It's in blind trust, and perfectly honest, I'm busy here. So hold on, let's get organized.
Premier Don Cherry was an honored guest at your brother's swearing in.
Yeah.
Do you think he was treated fairly?
Well, I'm not going to get into Don, but in my opinion, I think everyone in this country should wear a poppy. That's just my opinion. Yes.
What do you take
Yeah, LG.
comments
On
then?
OLG,
Premier,
the CEO's salary's gone up by 69% since he took over.
Yeah.
The amount that goes to the province has not kept up with the amount that
Yeah.
they're bringing in. Are you concerned about what you've been seeing in terms of expenses, in terms of the provincial take at OLG?
I'm always concerned, but I'll tell you what we're doing with OLG. We're sending an auditing team in there. They're going to audit. There's one thing I won't tolerate is people wasting taxpayers' money. So once we get the audit done, we'll make sure we're transparent, and we'll be talking to the media, and you can take a look at the audit. But I'll tell you one thing: I won't tolerate any wasting taxpayers' money. That's for sure.
Last year, the government is on the record as saying that canceling 750 green energy contracts will cost, quote, nothing. Now we find out that your government has set aside $231 million for the cancellation of those contracts.
Yeah.
That is a waste of taxpayers' dollars, isn't it?
No, I'm so proud of that. First of all, I'm so proud of our record of canceling the cap and trade carbon tax. It was a terrible, terrible tax. I'm proud that we actually saved the taxpayers $790 million when we canceled those terrible wind turbines that is really for the last 15 years have destroyed our energy file, and people wonder why they're doing their laundry at 9 and 10 o'clock at night, is because of this. They went into communities without their approval and just rammed them down their throats. They didn't want them. They've destroyed our energy file. Now, I'm going to tell you the story. I think I told you once before when myself and previous Finance Minister Vic Fideli were in New York. We were trying to raise money, and one of the big bankers came in and said, Doug, even if we tried, not that we ever would, even if we tried to destroy an energy file in a country, we couldn't have done a better job than the previous provincial government and the current federal government. He said people are not investing in energy here in Canada. They've taken money out, billions of dollars, and investing in a different region. So that was a terrible. Wind turbines, they make up 1% of the overall grid in the hottest days in the summer, and they're terrible for the taxpayers. It's just jacked up the rates. Yes.
Premier, if you're so against wasting taxpayers' dollars,
Yeah.
is the beer in the corner store scheme off?
Oh, Randy, I'm buying you a case of beer for Christmas, I promise. But no, it's not. No, we're negotiating, and I think it's going to work out really well. We are going to have beer in the corner stores and retail stores. We're negotiating hard. The Finance Minister, Rod Phillips, is doing a great job working with the beer stores, and what I understand, they're being very, very collaborative. Yes, sir.
Plan on changing the way the province hands out licenses for legal marijuana shops?
No, we actually had a meeting about that, and you're going to have to ask the Finance Minister, but we're looking at getting rid of the black market. That's what's hurting us right now, and I always believe in opening up the market. But again, we had a meeting the other day on it, and you'll hear further details about that in the near future. Well, go back there.
We were indeed planning to open up more stores in the new year, is that correct?
Yes, we are. Yeah, well, we're going to have to talk to the Finance Minister. We're just, I just believe in getting government out of the way and letting OCS, just like the LCBO, stand on their own. And it's been an interesting time because everyone's kind of blazing a new trail, and we're gonna get it down pat. Okay, hold on, 1 second.
Is the province can get rid of the lottery system then and move to this open allocation system?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's eventually what the goal is, right? To open it up to the market and let the market dictate. It's like any business. Some people will be successful, some won't. But I guess the previous issues that the whole country saw, we didn't have enough cannabis to sell, no matter where it was in the country. So there's enough supply, and we're working hand in hand with the LPs.
You commit to learning French. I was wondering where you are on that front, and if you feel free to answer in French if you're comfortable.
No, I know, bonjour, comment ça va? No, but I think it's critical. Every elected official learns French. Matter of fact, I think all our students should be learning French. So, yeah, I'm working on it. Like a lot of us, what was a grade 3 to grade 9, and I think it'd be pretty easy to pick up. But I'm gonna focus on learning more French.
Are you taking lessons right now?
I'm gonna be focusing on learning French.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that, guys.
You gotta get going. That was really
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm ringing. But anyways, thanks everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
This time tomorrow, please?